What's good? In life, you have trying times and situations you go through. For a while, I've been going through some trying times and situations. I try to turn those negative feelings into something positive and create something. I originally wanted to create a park, a little stable for my daughter, but for some reason, we ain't gonna go into it. That's not looking like that's gonna work out right now. I don't like the fact that that's not gonna work out, but the reason I started doing this was for somebody. If you notice, it's a lot of trees, and I actually had an excavator come out, and I told them not to take out the larger trees for a reason, because my daughter likes nature. She likes she likes animals. She likes trees. It probably would have been cheaper. Definitely would have saved me physically spending the last 6 months out there cutting trees. You know, because machinery don't do what people do. You know what I'm saying? You can't you can't send a machine out there just to take out one tree. Like at that point you just need somebody with a chainsaw. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much the selectiveness of on which trees got removed and how wet it was just kind of left it at being like you got to do this one by hand. I had a lot of anger and hate in my heart I had to work out. So I spent a lot of days listening to podcasts, listening to self help, uh, you know, listening to some religious programming, just just trying to get back to having some kind of peace. And I did, everything I'm doing, I was doing for good reason. But everybody don't see your vision. And I think maybe in some situations they do see your vision. They just might think they did things that they not part of it no more. But you do have to forgive people. I mean, you can't just blindly forgive people. You should forgive and not forget. People sometimes do some untrustworthy things. Some people lie and finesse and do all this, that, and other to end up in a worse situation. Then when I guess when I just decide to come out from like, hey, here's what I'm doing, you can already went too far down the wrong road while I was just trying to get back on the right road. Because if I just left things where they were, that wouldn't have been good. That wouldn't have been good. If I just kept up the same energy on how things were going, that wouldn't have been good. The situation was pretty much leading to where somebody was going to get hurt regardless. And that's not what I was trying to do. Like, I was only trying to, you know, be helpful and do positive things in people's lives. I have found at some point you do have to realize it is the other person's character to have these problems. It's some people who really can't be saved. Because every time you save them, they'll find a brand new way out of nowhere to have troubles and problems. I mean, you can love a person like that, but being close to a person like that is not good. People wonder, like, why they put so much effort into her then? Especially when she ain't responsive. I can't say if she doing right or wrong, but I'ma lean towards she probably ain't doing right. At least not right the way I would expect. But it is a reason, cause she my princess mama. I know she think I know what she thinks, but yeah, at the end of the day, if I want to see my child in a good place, I gotta pretty much work with her mama on getting to a better place too. Cause the place she at, I question it. Even when we were together, a good part of the reasoning on how we ended up getting together, cause we've been friends. A good part of how we ended up getting together is I just saw her going down a road I didn't like, and she ended up moving in, and for a while, it felt like we were a family. Some things happened. We made plans on working things out. We worked things out with each other, but things just didn't work out. It's too, I'm not going to say like, and when I say things didn't work out, I mean just in general, like even friendship wise. So I'm not saying that can't work out in the future. And I'm the person I would say I think I've probably been hurt the most trying to do right. But I'm willing to forgive for the bigger reasoning. Everybody's not. Some people have too much pride and too much guilt in what they've done, and it don't matter. Sometimes it don't even matter what you did. Just come back and apologize and get back on the right track. And I want to say this. You can love a person and dislike their ways. I think that's the thing that gets some people confused about me and my ex. Like, y'all don't even, that don't seem like they go together. That's probably part of how things worked at one point because it don't seem like it go together. Her personality and my personality are very different. Stuff that she'll let go, I'll be ready to blow some stuff up. Stuff that I let go, she be ready to blow some stuff up. Like we don't know, we don't, but we come together in the middle most of the time. For years as friends, we never even had a fight. So, but here's the thing: when there's a child involved, I mean, we both had the agreements on what we want for the child is different. I would say more so. She probably wanted the child to grow up more so how I grew up. I grew up in a two parent like well she did too, so we're not gonna say we're not gonna go like two parent household. We ain't gonna go that one. We because that is a thing with some people, but yeah. So she did grow up in a two parent household also. I would just say mine was different. Mine was different. I pretty much I don't know. I'll say middle class, upper middle class. I'm my only child. So I guess I probably did have things growing up that she probably didn't have growing up because, you know, social economics and she got siblings and I'm only child. It's a different situation. So, yeah, I get that part. But what you choose to do don't really have anything to do with that. The choices I make and the things that I try to do after the child is to benefit the child in the long run. Like, I've already done planning, so I would like to give back to somebody else. I would like to set her up for the future where she don't have to work as hard as I did. And people can probably say I ain't worked that hard, but she gonna have it that much more easier than what I had. Which everything ain't what it looked like. I had to figure out a lot of stuff myself. I run a business. I pretty much had to figure out how to run a business myself. I invest in real estate. I pretty much had to figure that out myself. It's a lot of stuff that I just had to figure out myself that I can tell somebody else how to do a lot easier and with a lot less trouble than what I went through. And since she is part of my legacy, I definitely want to set her up to where she reflects my legacy. And I always told her, the reason why I want you to do this is to take care of your mom. I was pretty sure me and her mama was breaking up. I want to say way before I even started telling her this, but that's the thing. I can admit, I don't know. At least at the time, we were not good together. It was a toxic situation. It was probably beneficial to the child, even though we were toxic to each other. Believe it or not, that's like a believe it or not thing. Like, because sometimes it does take two different opinions to come up with the right opinion. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of stuff I can't really say how to work out. I just know my intentions and what's in my heart. And I said at the beginning of this, like I said, I prayed all through this situation. Either A, things are going to go back better than what they were, which clearly I don't see that one happening at this point, or B, somebody will see the intentions I had and pretty much fill in the gap. I ain't gonna say like fill in the gap. I don't know what's the best way to say that. Somebody else will see what I'm doing and respect what I'm doing more so than the person I originally started doing it for. So you just gotta have faith. That don't mean you need to stop working on what you're doing. Cause at one point I did stop working on it. At one point I did stop. Cause I had questions on, is the person I'm doing this for, do they really deserve it? The child, of course. There ain't no question on does the child deserve it. But this whole thing ain't totally for the child. Because I told the child to do this to take care of her mother. So I still got questions on that. Is she worth it? Mm. Sometimes people hadn't shown you nothing but bad. So you kind of like you trying to figure out some type of way like to see something good in them, but like you can't really see something good when you ain't been told nothing good, and all you get told is bad. There's faith and there's blind faith. At this point, just looking at the character of the person and how the situation has played out and gotten worse, my faith getting real limited on them. But I'm always gonna have faith in my child, even though I can't see her. The fact that I can't see her is really why I got so far doing what I'm doing. Because I'm doing it for her. Everything I do, which this takes longer, I try to think about how would she want it. Maybe one day her mama will bring her over there so I can get her opinion and see what she think. But it's looking like this project might be through before that happen. But it's gonna be for her. Even if it's not stated, it is.